know you guys think that every time a hustler plays, he wins. Well, that's pretty much so, but I have a story to tell you. It's one of my favorite true stories, and I call it When the Lamb Slaughters the Butcher. So we'll go back here to like 1967, Johnson City, Illinois. All the hustlers, all over the world, card players, dice players, pool players, all congregated there. A little old town in southern Illinois. About 4,000 people. And a couple of brothers called Janskos had tournaments there, and they call it the Hustlers Rendezvous or the Hustlers event. Anyway, George Jansko, he was the sheriff, the bookmaker, and had the only bar within 100 miles that was allowed to be open 24 hours a day. That's because he was in charge of the alcoholic beverage control in that district. So whatever we got to do, we just did it. Whatever you was man enough to do, you could do it. You'd win the money, you'd be okay. Anyway, I'm there at the tournament, and I was the current world's all-around champion, and my friend Ed Kelly had won it the year before. So the tournament's almost over. Everything I've done would backfire. I'm broke. My family needs money at home. And I look around the room, and I got to figure out something. I can't go home broke. So I see Cornbread Red over there, and I know he's from Detroit, Michigan, up that way, and I've never been up there much. So, and there's my friend Larry Perkins over there. He's a card player, one of the best in the world. And there's Kelly sitting over there drunk, and he's broke too. So I went to Cornbread. I said, Cornbread, we got a bunch of brokes here. Don't you have a spot that we can get your car and go to, man? He said, yeah, I got a real good spot. He said, I got a sucker up here called Ted Elias in little old town, Ohio. I think it was Lima, I'm not sure. And he says, we'll beat him for 4,000 or 5,000. He'll play like 500 a game, 300 a game, plays everything. And then his brother plays gin rummy. And I said, well, hold it just a minute. You want to go? He said, yeah. So I got Kelly. He wanted to go. I got Larry Perkins. He's the only one that had any money. He had like a couple $1,000. Cornbread didn't have no money. I didn't have no money. Cornbread, we couldn't get our luggage in his car, so he took his spare tire out of the trunk and rolled it down the hill. It was hilarious. Anyway, off we go to Lima, Ohio from Johnson City, Illinois. I think it's 400, 500, 600 miles, something like that. We get there, get a motel, get in that for about 200, and the next day walk in the pool room, told him we were ordered to come to play pool. And this Ted Elias didn't know nobody but Cornbread. He didn't know any pool players. And so he walks in, limping along there, it looked like one leg shorter than the other or something. Looked like an old country bumpkin. And he says, I heard you boys come to play me some pool. I said, I did a talk, and I said, yeah, we come to play some pool. If you want to gamble, we come to gamble. He said, well, I'll gamble. He said, I'll play some for $5 a game. Well, I was high rolling so much in those days that everything, a dollar was 100, and, you know, 5 was 500. I didn't want to play 500 a game. We only had like 1,800 left. I said, I'll play some 200 a game. He said, no. He said, I mean $5. $5. I looked at Cornbread and started cussing him out. $5. And about that time, the guy's old fat wife walked in. She said, yeah, that's what he bets, but I'll bet 5,000 on the side. So here we go. We didn't know who's going to play what. So I wound up playing 9-ball because Larry liked the way I had the money. He liked the way I played. So I played the guy 9-ball, Ted. I never missed a ball. After about 3 hours, we look up and we're 1,200 losers. So I quit the guy. I said, I'll play some one pocket and give you a ball or something, or, you know. I never missed a ball. He just broke right out, played every safety. So Ed Kelly was the current champion of the world playing straight pool. So I told Larry, I said, let's Kelly will get the money back. I said, let him play 125 points for 500. So we had like 600 left. So, okay. And Cornbread is assuring us the guy's shitting out. So Kelly's got the guy 112. I'll never forget that. He got the guy 112 to 14. And misses a little shot that, I think maybe he might have been stalling a little bit, but, he's a cocky guy, Kelly. Anyway, that guy got up and just run 136 and out on us. Or 111, however he needed to get to 125. I think it was 111. He had 14. He ran 111 and out on us. Just perfect position, 2-inch position. Ever ball. Now we're busted. Larry's hot. He said, now the guy's blood is there. But then Larry said, well, I'll just play you some gin. And so I want you to test it. We got to wire for money. I said, whatever if Larry loses, $1,000, we'll pay you tomorrow. He said, fine. So don't worry about it. The guy beat Larry playing gin. Larry's just number 1, 2 in the world. So he beat. So I went to Corbett. I wanted to kill him. Okay. And he's the dumbest in the world. He steered us. He double-crossed us. But anyway, we're all busted. So Larry says he gets some money. I say he gets some money. Everybody goes home. Kelly goes to Vegas. He lived in Vegas. I went to Burbank. Cornbread went home, and Larry went back to Florida. Anyway, about 6 weeks later, Jansco has a tournament to start his hotel, the same kind of rendezvous. 33,000, all the hustlers are there, everything. Stardust Open is called. So we're up there. They play 3 divisions. They play 8-ball, they play 9-ball, and they play 1 pocket. Well, this year they play 9-ball, 1 pocket, and straight pool. So I'm down there shooting craps. Here comes Kelly. He said, Kelly, I got some real important day. I said, this is real important. I'm about 1,200 loser, 1,300 loser right here. He said, this is real important. So I quit playing craps. They're there 24 hours a day. And I had a little bankroll. I'd been beat up on a guy playing golf since we got broke Ohio. Anyway, Kelly says, Jans goes up there booking the matches. I said, well, he's been doing that for 10 years. So what's new about that? He said, well, you don't understand Joe Boston. Now, Joe Boston was a current, besides Kelly, the current New York State straight pool champion. Beat everybody. Beat Moscone. They're the only tournament we played in and everything. Anyway, Jansco makes a line on all these games. So they're going to 125 points. They had 10 lines doing over 50 balls. So Jansco didn't know him from Adam. So anyway, I told Kelly, I said, well, I don't know what I'm getting my money back from Ohio. So I sent a girl into George Jansco, poker girl, real smart girl. She told him, she says, Leslie, she says, I know that idiot from Ohio, that Ted something. I want to bet against him. What's the line? Says, he can't beat me. And George says, line's 50. She said, here, I bet you 500 he don't get 50. So she put up 550 or 500. I give her the money. She bet that he don't get 50. So George got to scratching his head and thinking about it. Here comes another guy, but he don't get 50 for 100. He lowered it to 35 balls. So now, I got a couple other friends of mine. They walked up and one of them said, well, how much can I bet? They're pretty high rollers, and George had to let people bet according to what they usually bet. So they could bet a dime a game. So the guy says, I'll bet you a dime on that Joe Bals's game. Now, Jansco thinks he's going to take Joe Bals's, you know what I mean? So he said, well, the line's 30. The guy said, okay, bet the guy gets 30 for 1,000. And, okay, he leaves, takes the bet. Another friend of mine goes into him. He's made the line 35. So he says, I'll bet he gets 35 for 1,000. So he left. I sent another guy in, and he would take me 500 from him. And he says, the line's 40. So the guy said, well, I bet he gets 40. Okay, so they start playing. I got down 500 on one side, 2,500 on the other, okay? So I've got 2,000 to 10 lines. Does 25, 30, 35, 40, I think, something like that. So Ted broke the balls. Ball just run like 36 balls, and he missed. And Ted run like 4 balls and missed an easy shot. I said, I know it. The dog gets somebody, so you can't play against these tournament players. And here comes Joe to the table again. He runs 2 racks and looked like an off-angle cut. Don't worry about it. 10 lines run 121 and out. Then he went ahead and won the straight pool tournament. He won the 9-ball tournament at both divisions. Then he won I forget who he played. out of Boston Shorty or something that won the one pocket, and they played for the all-around, and Ted Light won the all-around. I wanted to kill Cornbread Rib, but I was smart enough, I got my money back. But anyway, that's my lamb slaughters the butcher story. So hustlers don't always win, folks. Not always. Hello, sports fans. Hello, sports fans. Ron Allen here again. I was just sitting here in my room. I'm in Sacramento at a tournament. I gambled with Jose Perica last night. Both shot went at it, and I was real tired. I played bad. I lost a few hundred. But it reminded me of a hilarious story about backers. This is about, I'd say 6 years ago. There was a guy in Orange County called Wayne. He owned a pool called Aloha Bears. We nicknamed him Aloha Wayne. And Keith McGrady and from the Color of Money and Jose Perica, Philippine Islands, and me, we all hung around because Wayne would play himself and he'd get drunk and lose when he played. Never won, but he'd stake people. So anyway, we're over there. So a certain night I'm talking about, Wayne got drunk, I got drunk, nobody played anything, everybody went home except Wayne kept his joint open. So I stayed and Perica stayed. We was both dead busted, didn't have a nickel. And looking to get staked and play somebody. But everybody left. So Perica, me, Wayne, and the biggest bookmaker in L.A. who loved pool, Mark Vitor, we're sitting in the bar about 3 o'clock in the morning, me and Wayne's drinking, got the joint closed up. Anyway, I said to Perica, well, how do you want to play something we both shoot one hand in one pocket? Anyway, we settled on a game where he makes 9 balls and I make 8. The game's usually played both to 8 when you play even, but I got a little handicap from him. So I went and told Mark Vitor I got the nuts. I had no way I could lose this. He said, well, he told Wayne, he said, I'll stake Ronnie for 1,000 games if you'll stake Perica. Let's get some action going. So Wayne said, okay, I'm staking Perica for 1,000 games. Mark said, okay, I'm staking Ronnie. So the little Filipino beat me 4 in a row. I was 4 in a row, we lose 4,000, and Mark Vitor pulled up. And I cut him out and called him a lily livered California backer, 4 games. You can't determine who the winner is in 4 games. Anyway, I'm drunk as skunk. So Wayne took the heat. He said, well, I'm not no lily livered backer. He said, I like you're into this game. He said, I'll just stake you from here on out. So Mark Vitor said, well, I'll just stake Perica. So we switched backers. Okay, now not a nickel's changed hands yet. So we switched backers right in the middle of the stream. It was about 5 in the morning, me and Wayne drunk or something. Now Perica gets up there and he beats me 4 more in a row. I ain't won a game. So I lose 8,000. And Wayne quits. So we're through playing. It's about 6 now. And the joint opens at 6. And so Perica's sitting over there on the side. I was sitting over there. Wayne told me I played so bad that I had to pay the time. I turned the market down. I ain't got no money. And so Perica's sitting there trying to figure out how to get some money out of somebody. He done won 8,000, right? But what happened was Mark Vitor lost 4,000 betting on me, and he won the 4,000 back betting on Perica. And poor Wayne, he won 4,000 on Perica, and then when he switched and took me, he lost the 4,000 back. So they broke dead even. So they both looked at Perica, and Perica said, but Wayne, I played good, give me some money. He said, I didn't make no money. So Mark Vitor says, he said, I just broke even, I ain't gonna give you nothing. And so poor Perica won $8,000, neither one of the backers gave him a nickel, and I had to pay the time. And that, you talk about pool players getting staked and everything. That's the worst getting staked story I've ever heard, but it's the truth. It really happened in Orange County about 1994 or 5. Anyway, I reminded that last night. I thought I'd cut it up with you. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye. Hello, sports fans. This is Fast Eddie again. I was still in Sacramento, and I watched a few guys play in the tournament last night, world champions, Nick Barner, Kim Davenport, and things, and it reminded me of something maybe we should talk about, maybe be helpful, is Nick Barner partner had 3 balls left on the table, 7, 8, 9, and cue ball in hand, and he won game to win the whole tournament in Reno just a few days ago. And I talked to him about it last night. He says, after all these years of playing under pressure and being in adverse conditions and everything, and it looks like a man after 25 years playing on the road would overcome that. But some people just can't overcome that fear that boils up into you, makes your neck stand up, and you get ready. It's terrible. It's like the fear of dying. Now, it happened to me one time in an airplane. You can't control it. But that's what this tape's about right here. Our subject matter for this little portion of the tape is how to handle pressure under extreme circumstances. Now, I played pool for big money all my life, golf, and I've had everything in the world happen to me and for me, and the first time I ever played pool for money, I couldn't even make a ball. I almost passed out. I used to play for a nickel a game when I was 13. Some older guy came and made me play for 50 cents, and I went nuts. Anyway, in my world, we had some different names for not holding up under pressure in the pool world. And just to name a few is called choking it, dogging it, and getting high-speed wobbles. Anyway, what we're going to talk about is what causes it. How do you cope with it? How do you make it go away and never come back? Or do you want it to come back? I mean, is pressure a friend or is it a foe? Or do you have a choice to like it or dislike it? The fact of the matter is, when your adrenaline starts reaching a point and flowing, it's a God-given part of your human nature in your body to give you extra energy and get you all excited about what you're doing so you perform better at a higher level. That's what I believe. That's what I found out. It took me a few years, but I finally figured it out. You must be keyed up in order to arise for the challenge at hand. So when that adrenaline releases causes nervous energy, it's how you handle this energy is the whole key. If you let it turn you into a fearful, scared to shoot or scared to go ahead with the exam or whatever you're doing, or the fear will take over, you're lost. You need this energy. You've got to understand that you need this energy. It's a friend, not a foe, to help you give 115% effort out. So you must deal with the fear issue. If you face the challenge head on and just accept the way you feel and realize you need this extra energy to perform your best and beyond your best, you will realize you have nothing to fear. It's not your life, it's not your soul, or your beliefs at stake. Maybe an exam, which you could take again, or a race, which all you lose a little pride, but you gain experience on it, or a little money, which you can replace. So actually, when this overpowering feeling comes over you, you now accept it as a friend, a tool to psych yourself up, and then you can do the things you know how to do. Actually, you can perform magical performances. I have a little pressure prayer I wrote down here. It's just, I'm not trying to preach to anybody, but I really believe that everything we have or will have or have been given has come directly from God. And I know that in my heart. So anyway, here's my little pressure prayer. I want to thank you, Lord, for helping me understand and use this terrific energy force in me to better myself and to realize my talents. Thank you, dear God. Well, it's me again. Old Fast Eddie sitting in my room, still in Sacramento. I just had a written true story here I'd like to put on this tape, and I think you'll enjoy this. I call it the Almost Didn't Make It Alive this time. I'm sure all you people sometime or another have had a threatening life experience. If you haven't, just hang on, you will. Especially if you live in California with all these nuts out here. Anyway, I had an old friend. He passed away. He got murdered down in Texas by a robbery, but his name was Bob Lambert. He owned a carnival, and he was my best friend, and me and him hustled together all over the world. He owned a carnival. He had a Bonanza, single-engine Bonanza, and we flew around hustle pool all over the country, and he got 50% of everything I made in golf and pool and cards hustling, and I was running a little book then, and I got 25% what the carnival did, so we always had money. I mean, we made a lot of money. Anyway, every time I get ready to go somewhere, Bob would just want to run a carnival, and he'd, crank up the airplane. So there was a lot of action in a little town called Medford, Oregon, up the coast, above San Francisco, about 200 or 300 miles. And a guy called Airplane, he was a forest firefighter for the state. He had 10 airplanes. He had a lot of money. He'd lose a lot of money. Anyway, there was a place up there called the Highway House, and Carl owned it, and he called me, and he said, "You guys ought to come up here." He says, "Airplane's going to be here 2 weeks." And anyway, there was a little chance to make a lot of more money up there. There's a couple of poopers up there that eat steak. So Bob and I cranked up the plane. He picked me up at Burbank. We flew out of Van Nuys Airport. And we got to San Francisco. And Bob said, "Well, listen, why don't we just go hurry? Why don't we spend the night here and, and go partying and get the plane service and everything, and we'll take off in a couple of days. We're going up there." And I said, "Fine, I love San Francisco, one of my favorite places in the world." Anyway, I made a call to the Highway House, Medford, told them we're on the way, so don't let nobody disappear, and we'll be there in a couple of days. So we did everything in San Francisco we said we'd do, except service the plane and get it filled with the gas. So anyway, the next morning, about 2 days later, we got up and took off. It's only about hour and a half, 2 hour flight. Bob's plane up there, so. But I always like to have a lot of gas. But he didn't. He was kind of he's a good pilot, but he was just a little careless. Anyway, we got about 30 minutes flight under us, and going along the ocean there, and whales are coming down, migrating, and everything. Beautiful day. And I said, "We got to stop and get some gas somewhere." He said, "There's a little town up here, and we'll stop there and have them service the plane and get some lunch and watch the wheels go by, and then we'll go on up there." And I said, "Okay, sounds like a good idea to me." Anyway, that's what we did. We left a little bitty airport, and the guy had gone to lunch, so we left the door on plane. "Please fill up tank," and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, we went and stayed a couple hours and had a Carnos and a couple martinis. Come back, the note's still on the plane, no service attendant or anything. So Bob says, he said, "We don't have no gas to get all the way to Medford." He said, "We better turn around and go back to San Francisco and spend another night." And we're about half loaded. I said, "Well, Bob, why don't we just stay here and spend the night?" "No, let's go back to San Francisco." He said, "There's a girl over there I like, and cocktail lounge. Maybe we get laid or something." So I got a lot of gamble. I said, "Okay, let's go." So we take off, and I don't know if you people have ever experienced a fog, but it's the scariest shit in the world when you're flying. It can actually be clear to the sky and be completely socked in a matter of minutes, where you can't even see your hand in front of your face. And we're flying along, and I see a fog bank out over the ocean, and we're flying right along the ocean, going towards San Francisco. We see San Francisco, and in the distant horizon. And Bob says, "I'm gonna call and see what the weather's like here." So he calls, said 328 Zulu, 328 Zulu. Give me a weather report. The guy said, "If you're going north, it's completely socked in, the worst fog bank we've had in years." So he said, "You better head south." Bob said, "Well, that's where we're going. We're heading to San Francisco." And he says, "Well, you better hurry. The fog's coming in fast." So Bob said, "We'll be here in 15 minutes. He said, "Well, you might be all right." So about 10 minutes later, we're flying along there, and I look up, and right in front of us, there's nothing but fog. Can't see anything. I I look around, Bob says, oh, we're going to have to go back. So he did a little U-turn, completely fogged in behind us. We're completely in the fog bank, surrounded by fog. And Bob is not instrument rated. If you're not instrument rated, you have to go by the instrument. If you can't see anything, I mean, you could just be going straight down and not even know it. So anyway, he's proved he was a pretty good pilot. So we're keeping the plane level. Got a little thing on the dash so you see the plane's level. And I'm going on there, and I got 2 tons of money in my pocket, and I'm starting to worry now. And he says, I kind of lost it, was feared. And he said, it's no time to lose it, Ronnie. I need some help. So I've been flying the plane a little bit and landing, doing touch and goes and navigating. So I got the charts and started looking, and try to keep our heading for us while he's trying to see if find an opening or something. And we're going to get low on gas. All of a sudden, we are past San Francisco, and the reason we know that is because our radio quit working. And Bob said all it could be is if San Francisco's on the other side of those mountains and we're not getting a reception. We're below the mountains. So here we're flying along, can't see anything, sports fans, can't see anything, and we got the ocean beneath us and a mountain to the left of us, and God knows what's in front of us. So I really got the high-speed wobble. So Lambert said to me, he said, Ronnie, says, we got to make a decision. He said, you want to try to get down real low and beneath the fog bank and see if we can find the beach, and maybe we'll crash land on the beach? Or do you want to take off across the mountains there and try to guess where the mountains are and hope we go over them? Well, me, I wanted to do anything but go down the ocean. I lost 2 uncles and my oldest brother drowned in the ocean. So I said, let's land on the beach. So we got down to about 50 feet. The spray was hitting the windshield. We couldn't see nothing. I said, this ain't no good. So he is circling and keeping track of how many revolutions he does so we don't get lost. Otherwise, we might be going straight out to sea. We don't even know. We can't navigate. So he said, I'm going straight up. So we went straight up as far as we could go. We got to about 11,000 feet. And so we were trying to see where we're at, and ice got on the wings. Well, you got about 10 minutes, and the plane quit flying when you ice up. So he did a nosedive and burnt the ice off. And we're back in the ball. He said, listen, Ronnie, he said, I don't know about you, but we have got to do something immediately. We're running out of gas. He said, I'm going to make an educated guess of where San Francisco airport is. And I mean, we're either going to hit the mountains. We couldn't get above the mountains. We didn't have any oxygen. And he said, we're either going to hit the mountains or go through them or something. He said, but I'm going to go as high as we can go, which is about 9,500 without 9,500 feet without any oxygen. He said, there's 2 or 3 mountains. It's a little higher than that. But he says, we're either going to run out of gas or make it or do something. He said, but we can't deal with this ocean anymore. So here we go. We took off. And all my life, I've always knew that in my heart that I don't know if the guardian angel's looking out at you or what, but every time I've always been in a jam or anything, and I believe in the Lord God with all my heart, I've always had some miracle happen that kept me from getting it. So, but I really thought I was going this time. So it was funny. When I was thinking about it, I had about 25,000 in a money belt around my waist, and I told Lambert, I said, I sure, if we crash, I sure hope some sucker don't get this. I hope some pool hustler finds us. Anyway, we'll go along there. I'm going to change the other side of the tape, but wait a minute. A paintbrush and cleared the fog out. And in each strip of open space, clear where you could see, was a runway. San Francisco International. Now, we didn't have a transponder, and if you have a transponder where they got you on radar, if you don't have a transponder, they won't allow you to land there. Anyway, about that time, the radio comes on. So now, we can communicate. So he gets on a plane, calls us 328 Zulu, 328 Zulu, Mayday, Mayday, give me a heading, I'm going to come in and land, I'm out of gas. Guy says 320 Zulu, 320 Zulu. Take 8 degrees. Go due south. You can't land here. You don't have a transponder. And San Jose is about 40 miles. My friend Lambert said, listen, you better move those planes, because I'm out of fucking gas, and I'm landing this son of a bitch. And I'm coming in right now. It looks like runway 7S. So we went down, and we hit the ground. He made a perfect landing. So we started taxiing. We taxied about 100 feet and ran out of gas. So we're on the ground. Here comes the fire trucks and the siren and all that shit. He opens the door. He says, you guys okay? You guys okay? And I said, yeah, I guess we are. And he says, pilot, he said, you got to go in front of the board right now. Just leave your plane right here. We'll take care of it. And he turned around to me. He said, what can I do for you? I said, just take me to the nearest Chivas Regal and water. Anyway, when they found out that we was completely out of gas, they give Bob a warning and let us go. So we partied for a couple of days, and Bob looked at me. We stayed at the Marriott the next morning after about 2 days, and I had the high-speed wobbles. I stayed drunk for 2 days, and he says, you know, it's just like riding a horse. They kick you off. If you don't get back on, you'll never do it again. So he says, you getting that plane fly? I said, shit, yeah, let's go. So we took off. On the way to Medford, here we go. I mean, what could be worse? I thought for sure we already did. So we get up there and check in. I start playing flyboy, and a real good player on a bar table, 200 a game 9 ball. And this airplane is like, you know, he had a ton of money. And he says, well, he said, you guys just play 200 a game till someone drops. So I actually didn't know it, but that trip, it shook me up pretty good, and I didn't really play my best. I looked up, I'm like 7,000 loser, 7,200 loser to be exact, 36 games. And Bob says to me, he says, he never said anything about our gambling. When I liked the game, he went all the way. And he never criticized me about how we played or how bad I played or how good I played or anything. And you know, we had a really nice, good understanding about making money and made a lot of money together. So he said, I've never seen you lose that many games with anybody. He said, I think maybe you better quit for a few days. We'll go fishing or something. We had plenty of money. I said, Bob, I said, the Lord did not save us from death for us to get up here and get our brains beat out by a couple suckers. So I said, let's take a break. Let's go have a couple drinks. Let's go to the plane and get some more money and give me a Dexamil, a little pill for energy to play with. And I said, I'm going to come back and bet 400 again. I'm 36 games a loser, sports fans. These nowadays sissies playing pool, they lose 2 games, they whine like a chicken. Squawk like a chicken. Anyway, I went and got my pill, went and got a bottle of Chivas Regal, got me a couple of Dexamils. I come back and I shot Flyboy nuts off for 400 games. He didn't want to play for 400 games because he didn't make a score. He wanted to get his in. But everybody made him play for 400 games, so you can't get no money unless you play for 400 games. So I've won 20 games back at 400 a game. Now I'm still 16 games loser, but I got them all my money back, and I'm 800 winner. So they quit, and now Flyboy takes the airplane takes the heat, and he jumps up there, and I play him one hand against his 2 for 500 a game. I beat him out 10,000. So we've been playing for like all day, all night, all day. So finally I got to playing, got paid. We went to the room. Bob said, boy, that's the damnest 2 days I've ever had. I saw do it. It's unbelievable. Anyway, 2 days rest. We went trout fishing on a beautiful Rogue River up there and escaped death again with style, got the money, and caught the fish. I hope you enjoy my story. This is R.A. Bye. Hello, sports fans. Fast Eddie again. I got another little true story for you here. I know that's why 99% of the people in the world work for a living, because if this ever happened to them, what happened to me on one day here, they'd go get a job immediately. I guess I'm not that smart. This is what I call the best and worst gambling day in my life. All happened in one day. I had an old friend called Buck Barrett. He lived in Burbank, California, where I live, and he was from Oklahoma City, where I was raised. And we met out there. He was an old-time pool hustler, but he had a little job. And anyway, he was like my second dad. My dad got killed in a car wreck at a real early age. And I was kind of on my own since I was 11. But anyway, the West Coast wasn't really any good for it. It's a good place to live and raise your family there, but it wasn't any good for making big scores. Everyone was so busy doing it. There's so much to do that pool action and golf were kind of dead out there. So I was on the road always, I'd go for a month and come home and stay 3 months and go on the road, make $20,000, come back and stay. And my wife always worked. But anyway, this time I was in Texas. I was playing golf down in Texas real high. I played real good. And I got some lessons to improve my game. And I wasn't no, power player or nothing like that, but I played pretty good for the money and I knew how to match up. Anyway, Buck always made the rounds, and he snipped out the sucker just like a bird dog. He he could find some little action anywhere, but BB, I call him. Anyway, we went to this local tavern where some of the guys in Burbank hang out, and they played a little golf and pool, paid $5, $10 something. But a new guy come in town, this little Italian guy called Bobby Russo from Philadelphia. He got a job bartender, and I guess he played pretty good golf, and he started telling me how good he played and how much money he played for and who he beat and all that stuff. So anyway, Buck told us, well, Ronnie might play him some golf if y'all bet something. So none of them had no money to speak of, but there was one contractor that come in there named Bill, and Bill knew me and liked me, and he didn't think he just saw I played pool. He didn't know I played golf. And anyway, well, I bet whatever body y'all want to bet when Ronnie comes back from the trip. So Buck called me, told me about this. So I said, Buck, I'll be through in a couple of weeks. I'll be here. So he laid it down. I couldn't play and all that shit. And I had plenty of money, and I did. So I finally got back in town, rested up with my family for 3 or 4 days. And Friday nights when they all congregated around there, so I grabbed Buck. He took me down there, and we went to the bar. And everyone's there except Bill and Bobby Russo, and they introduced me to him, but not one person mentioned the golf game. No one mentioned golf. I was there for a couple hours. So I called Buck outside. I said, Buck, he sort of roused him, and told him, what about let's play? I said, don't act like I don't want to play, Buck. Just shut up and let's go have some drinks. So I sprung him. I pulled out about 7,000 or 8,000, laid it on the bar. I said, drinks on me, boys. I just want 100,000 out of Texas. I exaggerated it a little bit. I only won 78. But anyway, I sprung him, buddy. Now in walks Bill, and so as the night goes on, and we'll get some of that loudmouth in them. They all start bullshitting, bragging, and everything. We matched the golf game, and I'm gonna play Bobby Russo the next day, Saturday, and they had 3 foursomes, and Buck matched a few games, and I told him I'd take 2 shots aside from Bobby, and Buck had done found out he's about an 85 shooter, 82 shooter, and I could beat him even. So anyway, 500 aside and 1,000 on the 18th to bet, and I said, okay, I might give a couple other guys. So we show up to golf, Little B golf course, and we're all going to play golf till off at 6 o'clock. We'll be through about like 10:30, have some breaks, and go to San Diego to the racetrack, bet the horses all day. So it's a great day, So we got a tee, and I said, here, Bill, are you staking this guy? He said, yeah. I said, well, here's my 2,000, 500 in the front, 500 in the back, 1,000 on the 18. I like to put the money up. I don't play without posting the money. I don't want to win and hear some story or get an argument or something, So he said, well, all I got's a check. I don't have that kind of money. I said, well, how are you going to gamble without no money? I'm not playing. You guys play. I'll just sit in the bar. So anyway, he showed me a cashier's check for $12,000 and assured me that he could get a cash at the racetrack. Now, the guy had a lot of money, so I believed him. And he's a good guy, So we kicked it off. What we did was we played. Me and Bob, we led the groups off. We played a twosome, and a fivesome behind us and a fivesome behind us. We had 12 of us. And Buck was in the group right behind me. So anyway, we're going down through there, and I shot the best round of golf that I've ever shot in my life. So the way I shot a 66. I shot 32 on the front and 34 on the back. And poor Bobby Russo went to Coma. He shot like 88. I must have been 14 holes down or something. He was so embarrassed he wanted to get in his car and go because we faced one of those guys. He said, they're going to kill me. I said, you crazy? He says, I played Lee Trevino, couldn't get me suicide. I said, that was a miracle what I did. I made every putt, made a hole in one. I just did everything. I knocked the ball stiff all day. Anyway, we're sitting at a bar here. They're finishing. You know, they're five, something. They're way behind us. And here they come. How'd you guys do? How'd you guys? I said, well, I barely beat Bobby. I said, I shot 66, he shot 88. So, everybody, they didn't know what to say. No one, they didn't know I played golf. No one knew what to say. Buck come to me and said, God, Bobby, how'd you shoot? I said, I just everything I hit went in the hole. Anyway, so now we're going to the racetrack, okay? So, I told him, I made a deal with him. I'm booking all of you guys. There's 10 of them. Well, I say Buck's on my side. Now there's 10 of them. There's 12 of us. There's 10 of them. I'm booking. I'll pay all the expenses, all the drinks, pay away, and get the racing forms, all that shit, the food. But I get to book all the bets. You'll put nothing in the windows. We'll all sit together. So they all agreed to it. And Bill said, I'm going to cash my check. If these guys need any money, there's like 3 of them, his cousins. He says, I'll loan them some money. I guess I think Buck went 200 or 300. I went like 200 or 300 from the guys behind me and 2,000 on the guy in front. So we're having a good day. So I think I got about 7,000 in my pocket. Besides the money, they just something like that, 6,400, and I went like 23. I had almost 10,000. I had 8 or 9, 85, 9,000. Anyway, we're gonna try. I pretty much a book with. So I'm letting them bet. Now about the 7th race, I've got everybody broke. They owe me 1,100. I done beat them for like another 3,900 on the horses, and there's 2 races left. So I'm, by this time, exhausted, drunk, and I mean, it's been a long day, buddy, long day. So is Buck, he's worn out too. So Bill now comes to me, he says, Ronnie, he says, you know, I like you. And he said, you sure us a hell of a time today. You had a terrific gambling day. And he said, there's one race left I want to bet on, the feature race, and it's a horse called State Dinner. And he said, I don't really think, I mean, you won enough. He said, why don't you just bet 400 on him, and if he loses, we'll go. If he wins, you're going to make a score. I looked at the boy, he's 30-1. And he said, all these other guys are busted. But he said, I'm going to let them bet something on State Dinner, try to get even. And he said, but I'd rather you not book him. I like you. You know, he's 30-1. And this guy's got plenty of money, you know. Anyway, I grabbed a racing form. I hadn't looked at a racing form all day, but I handicapped pretty good. I looked, grabbed a racing form, I looked, and State Dinner's a maiden. He's a maiden, runs second all the time out, and he's running against stakes horses, stakes place horses, okay? I said, look, you guys bet any fucking thing you want to bet on this horse. I don't care. I'm holding all of it. You can steer me to bet on maiden in a feature race. So they did. I held 420 to win, 600 to place on State Dinner. So they're running around the racetrack there. Buck said, how we stand? I said, oh, we got them. We're like 6,000 winner. So, but I said, but I booked a lot of money on this horse. So he said, maybe we should lay something off the window. I said, well, go lay 100 off. So he bet 100 on State Dinner. Just lay some of it off, right? He was like 25-1 now. You know, so anyway, don't worry about it. State Dinner run second. My horse wins that I liked by 3. And I didn't get there. I'm looking at the boards. I might lose 2,000 or 3,000 to the race. You understand? I held 500 to run second, but I bet 100 to run second too. You know what I mean? So I might lose 2,000 or 3,000 to the race. Still had a great day. No big deal. And that was the last race I was going to bet. Inquiry sign up. Don't worry about it. Inquiry. Oh, my horse impeded 3 horses coming out of the gate. They took him down and put him last. Who went up? State Dinner. What did he go off at? 29-1. How'd I do? I lost Ford fans about 16 fucking thousand on that race in 1.5 minutes. And I've been working my ass off for like all day. Shot the lowest round of golf I've ever shot in my life. Went every bit booking. And now everyone's even. They don't owe me no more. I owe them. I give them all my money and still owed about 2,000 or 3,000. I was absolutely flabbergasted. The only bet I lost at 24-hour parade, I lost one stinking bet, and I owed them money. It was the most exhilarating day and the most miserable day of my life gambling. All happened in one day. True story from past Eddie. Thanks, sports fans. Hope you enjoyed it. I didn't.